I call this meeting to order. The Monday, July 8th, 2024 regular meeting of the Paris City Council is hereby called to order at 5:30. For the purpose of this meeting, there's a quorum of the council present. Agenda item number 2, invocation. Mr. Gene Anderson will deliver the invocation, and then followed by Mr. Anderson will do the United States Pledge of Allegiance and Texas Pledge of Allegiance, led by Mayor Pro Tem Savage. Please rise.
May we pray? Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for all that you do for us. We thank you for letting us live in America, Father, and we pray for our leaders, whether they're local, state, or national, that you would guide and direct them in all things. We pray that you would give us peace throughout the land, and we pray for this council tonight as they make business decisions, that you would guide and direct them. For we do ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Agenda item number 4, Citizens Forum. Persons desiring to address the council must limit their presentation to no more than 2 minutes. Unless an item is posted on the agenda, the Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the council from responding to any comments other than to refer the matter to a future agenda, to an existing policy, or to a staff person with specific factual information. Claims against the city, council members, or employees, as well as individual personal appeals, are not appropriate for Citizens Forum. If necessary, the City Council may convene into executive session under Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code regarding any item on this agenda. The public forum is now open. If there's anyone who wishes to address the council, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. We are open.
Mayor, members of City Council, my name is Larry Shank. I live at 3765 Dawn Drive in Paris. I spoke to you at the last regular council meeting regarding a cost of living adjustment, COLA, to TMRS for city retirees. I have provided a duplicate copy of my prior materials at your station. You recall those materials show the city temporarily stopped the COLA 16 years ago, that the city is at the bottom of the barrel compared to comparable cities for retiree COLAs, and a recent state law now provides a one-time 3-year window for cities to resume COLAs without making up the prior cumulative payments, thereby dramatically reducing the costs. This council has recently had to address many issues long postponed by prior councils, such as solid waste service, the wastewater treatment plant, and removing substandard buildings because they could not be postponed any longer. Unfortunately, this request is of the same desperation. This opportunity to resume the COLA will never come again. Before this legislation, the cost to resume was in the neighborhood of $5 to $8 million because of the cumulative cost over so many years. Now that cost can be dramatically reduced. Obviously, prior councils experienced a substantial financial advantage to prior budgets by avoiding the COLA. Resuming the COLA will reward those dedicated former employees who spent the bulk of their productive lives in city service. It is appropriate to consider this issue on the day you honor the outgoing city manager for his dedicated service. It is also appropriate to consider this issue as we conclude one of our country's most patriotic anniversaries, the 4th of July. Since so many of our retirees include retired first responders, I conclude by asking any retirees or their representatives to stand and be recognized. Thank you. Please stand.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, my name is Tommy Haynes. I live at 3095 Abbott Lane here in Paris. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you this evening. I retired from the City of Paris in 2004, some 20 years ago. So I am one of the few retirees that have received a COLA increase the first 4 years of my retirement. As Larry Shank just told you, the city temporarily stopped the COLA increase in 2008, and now 16 years later, we have a golden opportunity to restart the COLA increase. A recent state law provides a one-time 3-year window for cities to resume COLAs without making up the prior community previous payments. That hereby drastically reduces the cost. We feel the opportunity to resume the COLA will never come again if we don't do it now. If you resume the COLA, it will reward those dedicated former employees who spent the bulk of their productive times in city service. I humbly request that you give serious consideration to restart the COLA. In conclusion, I thank you for allowing us to speak tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
I beat it by 2 seconds.
Mr. Mayor, Council, appreciate the opportunity to be back in front of this dais had been here for about 4 years, and I don't miss it. But anyway, name's Bob Hundley. I live at 130 County Road 43010 in Powderly, Texas. I was a member of the Paris Police Department for 45 years, retired 4 years ago. And one of the things I wanted to make sure you guys are aware of is that when I started, the difference between public and private employment was benefits. Private paid more, public actually had more benefits than private sector did. So a lot of people took a lower paying job with public service, besides being service oriented in the first place, and wanted to reap the rewards of good benefits. Okay, we fast forward now for the past 16 years, and this is kind of balanced out. Benefits have gone away in the public sector. I don't think they've really improved in the private sector, but when you need employees and you're wanting to make an attractive employment package, those benefits are going to be what's really, really important. Going back to what I said about the public having, or the people that decided for the public sector jobs were a little bit lower paid. That means if you're lower paid, you're certainly putting lower amounts into your retirement fund. In this time, when just grab one thing out of the hat, we have a 26% increase in food costs. Inflation is here, inflation is hitting everybody in this room. It hits retirees who are on fixed incomes. Now, when I was coming up, fixed income was like a bullet to my brain. Oh, why do we have to listen to that? Because it's the truth. If you're younger, you can find work, you can work more hours, there's some things you can do. If you're on a fixed income and you're a little bit older, you're pretty well stuck where you're at. So with this opportunity in front of the council, this is something as Tommy just said, I humbly ask you to consider, because I think it will really benefit the city as a whole as you move forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Carl Lewis. I live at 4595 Rock Hill Road, Paris, Texas. And I'd just like to reiterate some of the statements made. I just want to tell you how much we appreciate you in even considering this item for us. I feel like it's been a long time coming. I retired in 2009, and I've never received a COLA increase since my retirement. So I'd just like to say this is a great opportunity. We had this first time this opportunity's been before us. And it'd be great if we could take advantage of it if you have the ability to. And I know each of you really carefully consider it, and we appreciate it. We appreciate your consideration. And thank you. If there's any questions, well, I'd be happy to answer them later. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. My name's Danny Huff. I live at 625 Beaver Creek Road in Powderly, Texas. I retired 14 and a half months ago after a little over 43 years of service to the city. And has already been presented to you as my understanding that TMRS has opened a very narrow window in which cities can resume contributing to the COLA for retired employees. This is a very short window, and you can do so now without having to make up the years that were missed. So in the past, I know that's been something that prohibited it because of the cost, but that no longer exists. And it's been 16 years, as you've heard, since employees or retirees have received a cost of living increase. And despite the fact that the first year they stopped it, it was paused for financial reasons, try to balance the budget, do some other things. And so that pause has lasted 16 years. And I would think that that would be plenty long enough. So those that retired in the last 16 years are living on the pension that they earned 16 years ago or 15 years ago or 10 years ago or whatever it is. And I know none of us want to be in the position 10 years, 20 years down the road trying to pay 2024 bills on 2010 salary. So we would appreciate your consideration. And with that thought in mind, we're asking you to take advantage of the rule change that TMRS has put in place and reinstate the opportunity for cities, for our city, to contribute to in COLAs for retirees, people who have dedicated the vast majority of their life to serving the citizens of this city, as well as your employees you have now, who are your future retirees. Take care of them as they've taken care of you and the citizens of this community. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Carolyn Williams, and I live on 44th Street here in Paris, Texas. And first of all, I know that you always hear the bad, but you never hear the good. And I would like to thank the city for cleaning up west part of Paris. They condemned some buildings and mowed some vacant lots and made a great improvement, but we still got a long way to go. And next, I'm still going to court, and it's been changed from July the 1st to July the 10th at 2:30. I'm going to court because of my lot had high grass, and they want to charge me a fine for it, and I want to fight for it. So I appreciate if y'all would show up and support me on this here court date. And it's going to be at Municipal Court on Clarksville Street at 2:30, July the 10th. Thank you.
Mrs. Williams, do you have that written on a piece of paper from the court?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was at 2 o'clock, and I didn't want you to miss it, but if that's what your paper says, that's what it is.
Yes. It might say 2 o'clock. I've got gonna have my glasses on. So it looked like 2 o'clock. Did I say
Okay.
2:30?
You said 2:30.
Okay, it's 2 o'clock.
Very
I'm
good.
glad you correct me on that.
You bet.
Thank you.
Alvin Atwood, 2419 Bonham Street. Some more positive feedback for y'all, some stuff I've heard from other people. I personally have seen the, I forget what it's called, City Square, I think is what it's called, where they feed the hungry. I have seen people walk into there, not in such good standings, unable to eat, hooked on something, not doing too good with themselves. I have personally known 3 people so far, out of all the people that's gone there, nonetheless, 3 people, and that's enough. 3 people's enough. If it helps one person, that's enough. That are no longer needing their services, now retain full-time employment. I want to, give my support for that. A lot of people in Paris, a lot of my fellow citizens aren't real happy about it. I'm one that lives on Bonham Street. I see these people walk in front of my house every day.
And I have no problem with that place, and I'm grateful for it being there and contributing to helping people that are less fortunate become fortunate. People that don't have a foundation gain one. All the negative crap that people say about it, I wanted to be one that gave the positive. Two, I'm also a supporter of cards trash. I think that was a great idea. I've even got me a second trash can. I love them. I think the fact that it helped boost money into our workers there, and we no longer have all the issues that we were having with the city trash. I'm a big fan of that. I just want to say we got to do something a little bit different there with cards. The west side of Paris, especially down Bonham Street, is starting to become full of garbage from when they're dumping the cans. Garbage is coming out onto the roads. And it's going, if you'll go down Bonham Street towards my house, you can see the trash accumulation everywhere. So if y'all could do just a little bit of adjustments on that, I would be grateful. I'm out of time. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
Honorable Mayor, Council members, my name is Arjumand Hashmi. I'm a resident at 4510 FM 195 Paris. I've been a resident of Paris for about almost 20 years now. I've been on the council and now I'm on the Economic Development Board. I want to first of all say, in the last so many years, I've never seen such a good cooperation between the PEDC and the council, and so all of you's help is much appreciated in that. I've reapplied for my position on the PEDC board and I'd like you to consider it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, council members. Miles Matthew, 4920 Trails End Road here in Paris. My wife Audrey and I have 4 kids ranging from 11 to 19, and I want to support the city through service on the TERS board. So I ask for positive consideration in that endeavor. I have 20 years financial management experience in the Air Force. I had to juggle mission expenditures with quality of life initiatives, so I know what those hard choices are like and can certainly advise on those types of initiatives. I think Paris is at an inflection point. We all realize that. We're about to grow, and we are growing. And we need a 10 to 15-year vision for that growth. And part of my service in the Air Force had us moving constantly from place to place. And I've seen some cities do that well, and I've seen other cities not do that well. So again, my experience will serve this board well. Again, 2 decades of evaluating how best to spend that taxpayer's next dollar, and I look forward to helping in any way that I can. Grayson, good luck.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. My name is Mark Homer. I live at 1570 34th Street Northeast, Paris, Texas, and I am here today to speak to you about my position on the PDC. I'm currently up for reappointment, and I want you to know that it has been a pleasure to serve on that board. I never felt, all the years in the legislature and whatever, have the type of committee where everybody's working together, working very closely with the council. And it's just a joy to do that. We have Paris is just it just seems to be such a beacon of hope now, and with the kind of things that have come and are still looking and coming to Paris. And I just hope you'll give me the opportunity to serve another term. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time this evening. My name is Misty Scott. My husband, Anwar, and I own Rosewood Local Eatery downtown at 129 South Main Street in Paris. A few of our downtown business owners have come to a few of the meetings just to I just want to echo some awareness to bring to our city. We just had an attempted break-in/robbery on June 30th of this past month. We've had some vandalism around town, flower pots broken, windows busted in, things like that. which is what I sadly assumed was the case when I woke up that morning to a picture of my front door broken in. Reviewing video footage, we were actually able to see that it was 3 young men. One of them had a face covering on his face, one had a hood on. One guy is just very open and was easily identifiable. Throw chunks of cinder block through our front window about 8 times. Luckily, we have a very strong front door. Didn't really realize, but they were not able to get in, which is fortunate. It was scary enough to think that it was just someone causing damage, but to see someone actively trying to get in is really scary. So my ask would be to continue to focus on, I know Paris has a drug problem and a lack of law enforcement problem. I would ask that that is top priority. It's going to keep spreading into our community. We need more officers. We need more reasons for officers to want to be in Paris. Another thing to reiterate is one of the gentlemen I showed the police the video footage, recognized the guy that was no face covering on right away, called him by name. Oh, that's so-and-so. I've dealt with him. Run his records. He has active warrants. We need to prosecute these people whenever we do catch them so that it's not continued, because they're just out and about, and it's just really scary to have to cross paths with people like that. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the council. My name is Leslie Flynn. I live and work at 10 North Plaza. On behalf of the Paris Downtown Association, I would like to follow up on Misty's comments regarding the attempted break-in at Rosewood. We, the PDA, need to stress the importance of protecting our businesses. More importantly, we need to stress the need for the safety of our visitors downtown. On that note, I'd like to read a short press release from Tuesday night. Around 9:24 p.m. on July 2nd, police responded to a robbery call and observed a 69-year-old male in a bent-over position, holding his left shoulder and limping. The subject stated he noticed 2 young males riding in circles on bicycles as he was withdrawing $500 from an ATM on the plaza. He said one of the suspects came up behind him as he walked in the 100 block of South Main and attacked him. The victim punched one of the subjects a few times, and the suspects left the scene without asking for or attempting to take any of his money. The victim, in a lot of pain, had a scraped knee, scratches on his face, and a couple of loose front teeth. He was treated by Paris EMS on scene and transported to the hospital. At the time of this press release, the unidentified suspects were still at large. Now, while the PDA understands and is sympathetic to the fact that the city is 15 officers short, cameras alone do not make people feel safe. We implore you to evaluate the budget and reallocate needed funds to not only entice new officers, but keep the ones we currently have and have the downtown substation operational and manned as quickly as possible. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Glee Emmett. You know me. I have 2 businesses downtown, and I want to give you a attitude of gratitude for the 2 policemen that I've had to call when I've had vandalism at my store. They've done a great job. I would like to reiterate what Leslie said. I know we need more policemen, and I'd love for you to budget that, and also like you to consider the budget for cameras, because cameras do count. So I just want to thank you all very much for serving.
Thank you.
I'm Tiny Freeland. I live at 804 12th Northeast, Paris, Texas. I worked for the city over 20 years. I retired from the city in 06, I believe it was. And I would be in support and hope y'all are in support of restarting the COLA again and helping us out. We worked hard for the city. I worked for the traffic department for that, and I put in a lot of time, and I love my job. I love working for the city, and I enjoyed working for the city and the people at the city. And I just want to thank y'all for it, even considering it, and maybe we can get it back in there and help a lot of people. I believe it'd help a lot of people out that need that money for cost of living, and it may not be a lot to a lot of people, but every little bit helps. And I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name's Tommy Moore. I live at 2705 3rd Street Southeast in Paris. I was here to talk about the retiree. I'm a retiree from the city of Paris. I've been retired 9 years. But I want to talk about what the downtown business owners came down and spoke. We were talking about the benefits package. Well, this COLA for your retirees, that is part of a benefits package that will help attract and retain officers for the city of Paris. Some officers, including myself, leave to go somewhere else with better benefits. So it's when you're thinking about this, think about the retirees who are on the fixed income, and think about your future retirees, and think about the employees that you're wanting to attract and retain for the city of Paris. I loved working for the city of Paris. I loved the 20 years that I put in at the police department. I absolutely loved working for this city. But just think about your retirees. Think about helping the people and take care of the people who took care of the city of Paris. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay, citizens forum is now closed.
I think we got one more.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please come on down.
Council, I appreciate y'all giving us time to address this. My name's Haskell Maroney. I live at 670 County Road 13550 Pattonville. I retired from the city with 29 and a half years with the Paris Police Department. You know, I was 56 when I retired. I started in another profession, and the city of Paris prepared me for that. I mean, if you'll look today at the number of elected officials in Lamar County that work for the Paris Police Department, you have an excellent program, but it's we ask that you give us the COLA raise. I mean, it's you know, hadn't had one since I retired in 2011. I hope you consider this and really look into it and see if it's possible. And we appreciate your time, and y'all have a good day.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? All right. Moving on to the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda are approved by a single action of the council, with such approval applicable to all items appearing on the consent agenda. A council member may request any item to be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item. Does any member wish to remove an item from the agenda for discussion? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve all items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Got motion second. Any further discussion? All right. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and take a vote here. We've got a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Those opposed say no. Motion carries 6-0. Regular agenda. Agenda item number 8, recognize City Manager Grayson Path. Council, if you don't mind, and Grayson, if you don't mind meeting us downstairs here. I'm going to speak into the microphone so folks can hear me. Grayson, we want to present you from the City Council and from City Council of the past, city staff, we want to present you a proclamation. I'm going to read this proclamation and just say a couple words. Whereas Grayson Path has served as city manager of the city of Paris since April 27, 2020. And whereas Grayson Path has earned a bachelor's degree from the University of Nebraska, a master's degree from Arkansas State University, and his career includes positions within 2 other municipalities prior to becoming city manager of Paris. Whereas Grayson Path is married to Katie Path, and together they are raising 2 children, son Everett and daughter Waverly. Whereas Grayson Path is noted for guiding the city through a pandemic, developing and implementing a comparable pay study, adjusting city employee compensation to the midline of peer cities, and increasing retirement benefits, all within a balanced 2021-2022 budget, implementing a first-of-its-kind measure among Texas municipalities repairing the underfunded Paris firefighter pension fund, forming the 5 and 5 housing infill development program, and a 380 retail incentive program, completing a city charter review, a branding and marketing project, initiating construction of the extensive wastewater treatment plant rehabilitation, which I'm sure you won't miss, outsourcing of solid waste services, and whereas Grayson Path's dedication, creative mind, visionary thinking, easygoing manner, likability, and most importantly, his faith and integrity and his trademarks, and are appreciated by citizens, officials, and employees in every city he has served. Whereas Grayson Path has based in part of his accomplishments as the city manager of the city of Paris, been selected to serve as the city manager of Amarillo, Texas, a growing municipality of more than 200,000 citizens, and will complete his tenure with the city of Paris on July 12, 2024. Now, therefore, I, Mihir Pankaj, mayor of the city of Paris, Texas, by the authority vested in me, do hereby, on behalf of the Paris City Council and the citizens of Paris, recognize Grayson Path and extend well wishes to him as he continues his career with the city of Amarillo, Texas. In testimony whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Paris, Texas, to be affixed this 8th day of July 2024. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody ready?
Thank you again, Grayson. We appreciate you and best of luck on your next path forward into the future. Is there anyone off the council that would like to say for anything further?
The mayor said it all.
Well, I'd quickly say, it's the only possible outstanding team we have in the council, outstanding team we have in the staff, and so many dedicated citizens who work so hard to move our community forward. The EC, the chamber, our nonprofits, our community is on such a good spot today, and I'm very proud of the work we've all done. So we did it together. So thank you for the work you've done, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve here today. So thank you all.
Thank you. All right. Agenda item number 9, receive update from Airport Manager Paul Strahan about the runway 17 construction project at Cox Field Airport. Staff, do you have a presentation?
My apologies.
There we go. So this item, agenda item, is just for an update. There's nothing to vote on finally. But just to give you some background, we've been working on this from the city standpoint, working with the TxDOT since 2019 to get this project underway. And it has been a little time consuming, but from TxDOT schedule, that's very normal. So it's definitely, the project itself is definitely needed. We call it the runway project, but it covers the actual the main taxiway out there, the taxiway connectors and the apron. So all the paperwork's been submitted, signed, et cetera, and all the money's been paid. So this, like I said, this agenda item is there's nothing to vote on. It's merely just an update. So as you see there on the slide, it's slotted for 120 days. 120 days is very normal for a project like this. If you kind of look at the dates, the date July 9th, which is tomorrow, all the way through August the 8th. This is the schedule that the contractors come up with. This is not, it doesn't, the schedule itself doesn't have any kind of influence from the airport, TxDOT or the FAA. This is what they come up with. If you kind of do the math on that, it's 31 days for start to finish. That's what they're projecting. If it goes over the 31 days, it's really not a big deal because you got a cushion there of 120 days. So the notice of construction, this is pretty big to go out to the airport tenants. The airport tenants kind of knew this was coming all along, but I did send out a mass email for the tenants just to kind of let them know what was going on. The NOTAMs been posted. These NOTAMs, the majority of these NOTAMs will stay the same. There are some NOTAMs that's going to get canceled and or changed as this project kind of progresses to the end. This is what NOTAMs look like. So if you're a pilot looking to see what Paris has for the upcoming runway project, this is what you would see. Probably to just the average citizens, just like a bunch of mumbo jumbo there. But if you work around it a lot, it kind of makes sense. But just kind of wanted to throw that in there for GUS purposes. And like I said, some of these things will change. Some of these things will be canceled out. New NOTAMs will be issued in a timely fashion. So what's the runway project all about? So it's going to be dealing with your primary runway out there. We have we actually have 3 different runways. But from a TxDOT FAA standpoint, they will only help you with what they call the primary runway and the primary taxiway. So at 1735 is the identifiers, 6,002 feet. It's just going to get a mill and overlay, which means just the old stuff coming up, new stuff is going to get laid down. Your main taxiway out there is taxiway Alpha. You have 3 different taxiways. You got Alpha, Bravo, and then Alpha 1. That's going to get a seal coat, which is just a protective layer. You kind of think of a seal coat as like a wax coating for your car. The wax will protect the clear coat and the paint on the car. Kind of the same thing as a seal coat. Seal coat's a lot more, it's a cheaper way to go to protect the underlying layer of asphalt there. So that seal coat, once it's in place and cured up, it'll protect it from the heat, from the rainy season, from the cold. If you kind of let asphalt alternate from the extreme heat that we have, the cold, the rainy season, over a period of time, it'll deteriorate. So that seal coat's definitely worth the money. Your taxiway connectors, those will not get seal coated. They're made above concrete, just like the majority of the airport out there. The airport was built back in the 50s, and it was a training base. So just like the military does, they built everything out of concrete. So the taxiway connectors, they've never been asphalted over. So they're going to get any kind of joints that's needing to be resealed. They'll do that, and then they'll do a crack seal project on those if more is needed. Your apron, it'll get touched on. Again, this is concrete. A lot of that stuff, a lot of the concrete out there is original concrete, so it definitely has deficiencies all the way through it. Nothing real big, nothing real major. But what we'll do, an apron is a place for airplanes to park. So what we'll do, we'll phase that up into two different phases. That way we won't run out of parking spots for airplanes. And then all the deficiencies out there, it's not a lot, but it definitely needs some TLC out there. New markings, so everything in red is going to get touched by the runway project. So the new markings, all new markings is nothing but more than paint. So all that stuff will get repainted, which is very much needed. So with the primary runway being closed down, you do have the two other runways. Like I said, whenever I opened this, the two blue highlighted areas are the two extra runways. The green is the taxiways that connect it to. If you kind of notice the yellow marks on the primary runway, those are going to be left open for crossing traffic. We'll start with the bottom one over on the 3-5 side. It'll remain open for about a week and a half or so, and then we'll switch up to the one up top over on the 1-7 side. This is all in an attempt to have aircraft to be able to land and cross over the primary runway, even though it's closed, to come over to the terminal, get gas, do whatever they got to do. There is going to be a point in the project whenever the new asphalt's going to get laid that the yellow areas will be closed, so there's not going to be any kind of crossing traffic whatsoever. They slotted this in the schedule for about 7 days. They said that they can do this in 4 days. You always want to add cushion there because you don't want to plan for 4 days and then have to push it out, because then that makes everybody mad. So that will come, and that was in the original email when I sent that out. All right, so that's going to be your runway project in a nutshell. Does anybody have any kind of questions?
No, sir.
No? All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. We will go ahead and discuss and make appointments to various boards and commissions. We will use the same process that we have used for the last several years. And I know that Janice and Skylar will be passing these out. Generally, what we do is we pass these out, we rank the individuals that you want seated first by the highest number. So if there's any confusion, we can repeat that. So let's just say there's 8 people that we're voting on. The number 8 would go to your first place candidate that you want seated. And then your second place would have 7. Third place would have 6, and we just go down. So we'll first start off with the PEDC vote.
Okay, there are 2 vacancies, and the applicants are Mark Homer, Ricky Richardson, Josh Craig, Todd Brawley, Miles Matthew, Timothy Hernandez, AJ Hashmi, and Pam Norwood. Once you score the ballots, if you will just all come by and get them, and we'll take them and score them.
This is a waiting game, so feel free to have some cake or water in the back. It's gonna be a few minutes.
Certainly anybody that calls, we get them in that day. I think hopefully people know that. I like that.
Okay, the two applicants receiving the highest number of scores are Mark Homer and Narjaman Hashmi.
Okay, so we've got Mark Homer and Arjman Hashmi. We'll take a nomination.
You have to vote on that?
We've got a vote. Okay.
Second.
All right. All those in favor for both Mark Homer and Arjman Hashmi, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. Motion carries 6-0. All right, we're going to move on to P and Z.
Okay.
All right.
Planning and zoning. There are two vacancies, and the applicants are Stacy Liddell, Larry Walker, Kim Walker, Adam Bolton, Richard Thompson, Ricky Richardson, Francine Neely, Chris Fitzgerald, and William Sanders.
I don't really want to know if there's a lot of clubs that. Do you do Sunday nights?
No, we do not. We, Sunday morning, Sunday school, morning worship, and we do prayer service on Wednesday nights at 5, well, Wednesday evening at 5:30, and then Bible study at 6, children's church, and all that at 6. Choir rehearsal after, whatever choir is singing, so we do all that on Wednesday. We've got a mission group, women mission, local mission. They meet on Monday evenings. They're doing a lot of good work. They do quite a bit to help pray for people and stuff. They'll see people. So I really love that. And then they have a women's group that meets once a month on Denny's. So women's Bible study. So they got that going. So they're doing a lot.
Okay, now sit here and just stand. Make sure I didn't give you two. I don't like it like I do. I do. Thank you. Okay, we're ready to announce the. Okay, on planning and zoning, the two applicants that received the most points are Stacy Liddell and Larry Walker.
Okay. So we've got Stacy Liddell and Larry Walker on the table here. These are the nominations, if anyone would like to make a motion.
Do I need to make a motion? I'll make the motion again.
We've got a motion. We got a second. Any further discussion? All right. Those that are in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those that are opposed, say no. All right, motion carries 6-0. All right, we're about to move on to the Airport Advisory Board.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
We have people that have applied for several boards. Can someone serve on more than one board?
No, it's always just one board.
Okay.
Now, oftentimes what we have done is if there's a conflict that comes up, Becky, they'll change that so that they may sub someone else out down the way.
Okay, the Airport Advisory Board, you all have the ballots. It's Jeffrey Nichols, Josh Craig, Miles Matthew, and Brian Winter-Mute Jr.
Just for clarification, Mayor, I think she's asking, do we need to mark those names off?
Scholar is marking those off before she gives them to you.
Okay.
Okay.
But you all help us because we
Okay.
have been known to miss one.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
It can get confusing.
COVID did a lot of damage.
We lost 2 board members. All of these people moved except the 4 that died, moved out of state. The 2 youth workers, the 2 children's pastors. Like I said, 2 board members. And then their kids. So 34 people altogether. So we never recovered.
Were those people thinking of moving already? What? COVID shouldn't have made them move because it's everywhere.
Makes the surprise bigger. Are you part of are you going to the wedding for your one? When is that, next weekend?
COVID just ran people away. But, you know, I can understand you have at any given time, you have like 800 people in Walmart. So it makes sense.
Okay. We have a tie for the one vacancy. So Mr. Nichols and Mr. Craig are tied. You all could just make a motion or nominate one of them. Also want to point out that Mr. Craig applied for TERS, and that is still coming up.
Did Mr. Nichols apply for anything else?
No, he did not.
No.
Would anyone like to make a motion one way or the other?
Well, I'd like to make the motion that Jeffrey Nichols, for Jeffrey Nichols to serve on the Airport Advisory Board.
We've got a motion. We got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries 6-0.
Okay, thank you.
And then, I know the band commission, we have 2 openings, but one person that has
Yes.
applied. Do we need to open up applications further after accepting this individual?
I say we do,
Okay.
that we need to go re-advertise more.
Okay.
But if you all want to make a
Make a
motion to appoint
Can we-
Betsy Mills,
Yes.
and then we'll re-advertise.
We've got a motion.
Second.
We've got a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
And then we're gonna skip over Board of Adjustment and go into Building and Standards.
Yes, please. And we just had some that were appointed, so let me, Scholar's going to tell you what those are. Okay.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem and Council, I realize that on this one, there's 5 vacancies, and as of right now, you have 4 applicants. So if you all wanted to go ahead and take a motion on that, you can, and we can re-advertise for the 1 vacant position.
Kim, go ahead. I was just going to say, can we skip this one and go
Yes.
to another one?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
a couple of these people are, I don't think this is their number one
Okay,
priority.
It may
absolutely.
make more sense later on, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, I'll hold it out. Okay, the next one is the Historic Preservation Commission. And you all have 4 regular positions vacant, 2 alternates. But I also want to tell you all that we have applications that we got, and I don't know which boards they've applied for, but probably 5 after the deadline. And I didn't submit those to you all because they were after the deadline. So if you wanted just to hold over and reapply and us bring this back, we can do that, whatever your preference is.
Yes, I think, do we have to have a vote for that?
You can just give us direction.
I think that's a reasonable way to go.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Want
I
to table
agree.
it, or what's the right procedure for that?
Maybe we'll move it over to discuss and appoint at the next council meeting on the 22nd?
Yes, we can re-advertise tomorrow.
Perfect.
And we'll have some that have come in that we didn't submit because they were past the deadline. We let them know that they were past the deadline and that you all might reopen because we didn't have enough applications.
So far, we've got Band Commission and HPC
Yes.
that we're advertising for. Okay.
Okay, the library board. One person, let's see. Okay, there's 2 vacancies and 3 applicants.
Which one are we on? Library. Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
That we have. Yeah, let Janice have a seat back.
Okay, on the library advisory board, the 2 applicants receiving the largest number of points are Eva Dickey and Francine Neely.
All right. I'll hear a motion to accept those nominations. All right, we got a motion, we got a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Motion carries 6-0.
Okay. Our next board is Main Street. There's 3 vacancies and there's 3 applicants. Harley Draven, Mary Hart, and Pam Norwood. Something's not right. I'm gonna have to ask her.
Yeah.
Make them,
Something's wrong.
okay.
Say Kim Kalina. Is that right? Okay, so I'm looking at the. Okay, so I've got Harley Draven, Mary Hart, and Pam Norwood. That's not right. Okay, you all give us just 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so those are good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so on Main Street, there are 3 vacancies, and the 3 applicants are Kim Kalina, Mary Hart, and Pam Norwood. If you all want to take a motion and vote on those.
Janice, I got a quick question.
Okay.
If Miss Norwood were to get selected on TERS and, well, obviously, and this board, she could have her choosing of which one she would want to serve on, is
That
that?
will be up to you all.
Okay.
I think that's what we should do.
Yeah.
If,
Is to accept all 3 and then
Let her
give her the
choose.
option?
Okay.
Okay.
So we need to let Skylar know not to take her name off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question, do you have to be a resident of Paris to be on this board?
Is it Main Street?
Mm-hmm.
I
think so.
I want to say Pam Norwood is from Blossom.
She's out there. We can ask her.
I know on the TARS is a county residency, but I'm not sure on that straight. I'm interested in serving business downtown, but I do live in Lamar County.
I just want to clarify, I'm not against it.
No, it doesn't reference it. And I will tell you, at this time, I think that you do have to be a registered voter of the city of Paris unless it states differently. So it's a yes, that you would have to be. The historic district's a little bit different if you could have a building. Does she live inside the city limits? Where, gosh, no, I'm still looking at Main Street. Okay, so Main Street, you would have to live inside the city. Does she live inside the city?
No.
Okay, so we need to, okay.
So then we would have to re-advertise for this one?
Yes.
And can we go ahead and accept these 2, though?
Yes.
That way they can
And that's Miss
continue?
Norwood? I'm sorry.
Right, she
Yes,
would,
because she is not a resident of the city.
that's correct.
Okay,
So essentially, we can take a motion on accepting Miss Kim Kalina and Miss Mary Hart.
yes, sir. That's right.
Okay.
And re-advertise for the other one.
I move we accept the 2 candidates.
Okay, we got a motion?
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Those opposed say no. All right. Motion carries 6-0.
Okay. Okay, next is the Traffic Commission. We've had a carryover on several of these for several years, but as of right now, there's 5 vacancies and 2 applicants. So you all could appoint the 2 applicants and we can re-advertise again.
Any motions on the table?
So moved.
Okay,
That we
so,
appoint the 2 applicants.
all right, we've got a motion and a
Second.
motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries 6-0.
Okay. And we have the tax increment reinvestment zone. There's 1 vacancy, and the applicants are Reeves Hayter, Josh Craig, Miles Matthew, Dylan Cecil, and Pam Norwood.
skip.
It's a special appointment. We can't. Yes, sir. So essentially, if it's all straight, then we'll just go ahead and make that resolution and accept all.
Reading. I'm the president.
Got it again. Okay, so then we're given that.
Okay. On TERS, the person receiving the most points is Reeves Hayter. So we just need a motion?
Yes.
So moved.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. All right, motion carries 6-0. And then we're now going to go back to building and standards, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And we have to take Reeves Hayter off of that. Okay. I do not. They have them. Y'all have
We
them.
have them.
Yes, they
We-
have them.
we also have to take
Yes, so we have to
Stacy Liddell.
take Stacy Liddell off and Reeves Hayter off. There's still 5 vacancies and 3 applicants. So if you all wanted to appoint the 3 tonight and then have us still re-advertise, we can do that.
Yeah. There's either that or we can just have everyone either reapply. It's up to council.
I think we should appoint the 3 and then re-advertise. How many we need, 5?
Yes.
So
you need 5.
re-advertise for 2 more.
Okay.
Yes.
So is that a motion, sir?
That's a motion.
That's a motion. All right. Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. All right, motion carries 6-0.
Okay, and Board of Adjustment.
Now, I know that's a separate agenda item, so we can
Yes.
move
it's-
over to.
It's the next item.
So agenda item number 11, discuss and act on resolution appointing members of Board of Adjustment. This board has to be appointed by resolution, so we'll continue to carry on.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the Board of Adjustment.
Now,
We're going to re-advertise the whole thing.
Ms. Ellis, a quick question. I know we're looking for a 4+1 alternate, so we're basically vetting this out to see who's going to be the alternate, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got one other question.
Okay,
On that last board, I think we picked
Let's-
Plug Clem to be on
I'm sorry.
On the building and standards.
Reeves, Haters, Turs, and Stacy, no,
No.
no. We appointed Kim Walker, Chris Fitzgerald, and Plug Clam. Are you talking about billing and
Oh, yes, we
standards?
did. We did.
On that last
Yes,
one,
we
we just.
did.
yep,
So we
had
have to take Plug off.
Plug off, right. So really, we only have 5, well, 1, 2, 3, no, 4.
Yes.
And then we'd have to re-advertise
Yes.
for alternate.
Okay. Plug Clem.
number 7.
AW Plug Clem.
So I move that we proceed with the 4 candidates as presented.
Yeah, so we've got a motion. So before we take this vote, is everyone kind of clear on what's happening with this board? We've got, we're looking for 5 members altogether. One of them is going to be an alternate, but we only have four that have applied that can serve. So we can technically put all 4 of these into those 4 positions and then re-advertise for 1 seat to be an alternate. That makes sense. So we've got a motion on the table to accept all 4. Okay, motion and second. Sorry, I didn't see your second. So motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries 6-0. Okay.
How many more do we need on the building and standards? How many people do we need?
Ms. Ellis, on building and standard, we need how many more?
On building and standards, we need 2 more.
2 more.
Thank you.
And then on traffic, you all decided just to re-advertise completely against the board because we've been holding over for a while.
Yes.
Historic preservation, you all decided to re-advertise across the board. And then on Main Street, you're re-advertising for 1.
Then the housing authority, I know that I would like to go ahead and move that over to 2 weeks from now to be able to discuss that further after consulting more with the housing authority.
Okay. Yes, they did. Okay, let's look at the Board of Adjustment. We are going to need another person because Mr. Walker was serving on the BOA, and so he got appointed to another board. So can we re-advertise for 1 full position and 1 alternate?
That's correct.
Thank you, Stephanie.
If I need to ask for a recount, how would I do that?
Just, we can take, what do you want us to do?
For the TERS board, I want
Yes.
to make sure that the count was correct.
Okay. Let us.
Traffic Commission.
I'm going to take him back to Mr. Vaughn. He's got a handy dandy Excel spreadsheet, and he's doing it that way.
Thank you.
So Plug got, okay. Okay. Took him off of Board of Adjustments. We got building and standards. I circled that for a reason, though. Yeah, we need to let's double check that. Plug, Josh, Kim Walker. Only 3, right?
Yes. So essentially what we have to do is, we have to fill 1 seat and then 1 alternate.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
To accept those 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He doesn't look Plug on.
Yeah. So then
Plug should not have got.
Yeah, so then we actually had to advertise for 2 plus one alternate.
Right, but we need to look and see what Plug's preference was.
Yeah.
Because if he wanted,
He might want one over the other.
if he wanted building and standards over the traffic.
While they're doing that, we can go ahead and do, y'all can do the council liaisons if you want.
Well, we have a question.
Okay.
I guess I need to get this mic down. I think we made a motion on the traffic commission to accept the two that applied and advertise for two more.
Okay.
And if that was the motion, then Mr. Clem would be possibly eliminated from building and standards
Okay.
unless his preference stated that he would rather have building and standards over the traffic commission.
Okay. He put Board of Adjustment over anything else.
Okay, so we've already made the motion to accept him on that. So I guess we need to make another motion on traffic commission to
Okay.
just advertise like you stated.
Okay, re-advertise for the whole board.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll make that motion at this time. Mayor, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
no,
I-
no, 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 you're
Okay.
fine. We'll go ahead and take that motion, and just to reiterate, that is to completely re-advertise for traffic commission, correct?
Okay.
Okay, so that's a motion. Is there a second? Motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, all those that are opposed, say no. Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
Okay. While we're doing the TERS recount there, we're going to go ahead and move over to agenda item number 12, discuss and appoint city council members to serve as liaisons to the various boards and commissions. Some of these boards require the mayor to serve as ex officio member, so we will proceed through the list through the list of boards and commissions. So for the PEDC, bylaws would require the mayor to serve as ex officio, but in the past, we've always had someone volunteer to serve as a liaison from council. Is there anyone that has that interest?
Or,
It's okay. So we're looking for someone that is interested from council that would like to serve as the liaison on the EDC.
oh, I would like to do that.
Okay. Do we have to take a motion on any of this? I mean, just,
You're just
You can just appoint
volunteer.
them.
okay. All right. If there's no opposition to that, then Becky, you'll do a great job. All right. Going on to the Airport Advisory Board, is there a volunteer that would like to serve as a liaison?
I'd like to continue.
All right.
Serving.
Mayor Pro Tem Savage, that sounds,
You skip P and Z.
I'm sorry, I skipped one. I apologize. We were going in the order that we went last time. I'm sorry. I still feel like that's fine if everyone else is okay with Mayor Pro Tem Savage being the airport liaison. Okay. We're going to go back to P and Z. Is there anyone that would like to serve as a liaison to the Planning and Zoning Commission?
Sure.
You would like Rudy?
And I'd like to continue serving.
Okay, good deal. So we've got Rudy and Mayor Pro Tem Savage. Are we good with that? Okay. We will go ahead and go to the Band Commission. Is there a volunteer to serve as the liaison to the Band Commission? Anyone in particular? All right. All right, sounds good, Mickey. So Mr. Ellis will go ahead and serve as the Band Commission liaison. Building and Standard Commission, is there a volunteer for this? What time does this board meet again?
Building, 3 o'clock
3
on
o'clock.
the third Monday.
3 o'clock on a third Monday.
That's the board that turns out, make the decision, tear down houses, isn't it? Or is that Board of Adjustment? That's what I'd like to continue to serve on
Of
that.
building, okay. So we've got Mayor Pro Tem Savage on Building and Standards Commission. On Historic Preservation Commission, is there a volunteer that would like to be the liaison?
I'll do it.
Okay, good deal. So we've got Ms. Putnam. Library Advisory Board, is there a volunteer that would like to serve on this? If there's none, I don't mind.
I think Shatara was on that, so you might
Oh,
want to
okay,
check
oh,
with
that's
her.
right. You know what, maybe we can discuss, because I know Ms. Moore, I want her to have a vote too. If she's okay with it, she can continue to serve. If she decides to opt out of that, then I can serve on that. So no problem. We'll discuss with her and get back with her and make sure that if she feels comfortable to serve. Okay, we've got the Main Street Advisory Board. Is there anyone that would like to serve as a liaison to that board? Mr. Ellis? Yep.
It's at 4 o'clock. I would have to leave at 5. So
That's fine.
On what, Main Street?
Yes, this is for Main Street.
Starts at 4:30.
Understandable. And, you know, many times, if you can make it, that's great. You can also have that meeting with the city staff individual too, that heads it up. So Ms. Bedford, you can always sync up with Ms. Bedford too, if need be. So it's no problem. And I generally try to, if I can make whichever meetings that I can, I try to make whatever I can to help out too. So it's a teamwork, so no problem. If you're still interested, it's yours. Okay. So Mr. Ellis will take Main Street Advisory Board. And then planning and, oh, we've already done planning and zoning, so perfect. Traffic Commission, is there a volunteer that would like to serve as a liaison? I know it's a real riveting topic that meets. Shatara, okay, so Ms. Moore, we'll let her have that option. See if she would like to continue to serve on that. Board of Adjustment, is there anyone that would like to serve on Board of Adjustment?
I would like to.
Perfect, Ms. Putnam. All right. Now, with regard to Architects Council of Governments, the mayor routinely serves as the council member. The mayor routinely serves, and a council member may serve on the executive committee. Does anyone want to volunteer for this executive committee? Okay. If not, that's okay. I continue to serve on it anyways. It's every month.
Oh, okay. I think Shatara had signed up for that last time.
We can ask Ms. Moore on that one too. Perfect. We got the Visitors and Convention Council next. Is there a volunteer? I know I've served on that in the past. I don't mind to serve again unless if someone else feels compelled. Okay, we got Mr. Kessel. And then the Love Civic Center Board, is there an individual that would like to serve on the Love Civic Center Board? I know I've served on that one in the past too.
What is that?
That one, it varies. Sometimes they meet at 4, sometimes they'll meet at 12:15. I think the one coming up is at 4 o'clock. So they kind of vary on the Love Civic Center one.
Is it monthly?
Yes.
But it varies time to time?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Hard for a working person.
I know.
When it varies like that.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
So I can continue to serve on that.
I don't mind. I'll serve on that.
Can we partner up? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as you don't have a quorum.
Is it okay if I continue to serve on the Visitors and Convention Council with Mr. Kessel? Is the council okay with that? All right, fantastic. So we'll double team on those two.
Okay.
No, we have TERS next.
Okay.
Is there anyone that would like to discuss or volunteer for the TERS board?
I would like to serve on the TERS board.
Ms. Putnam, okay. And then I'll continue to serve also. All right. So we've got Ms. Putnam and myself.
Okay. And we're going to come back to the TERS board, the recount.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that's next, please.
So looking at the scores, Josh Craig received 11 points, Pam Norwood 12 points, Dylan Cecil 20 points, Miles Matthew 21 points, and Reeves Hayter 26 points. I did verify the numbers myself.
So some close votes. Okay. Have we left, just for housekeeping purposes, have we left anything else out? I know we've been kind of jumping. I think we've covered all of our bases on boards.
I think we have covered
liaisons.
all of them.
Okay.
And our goal is to re-advertise tomorrow on the ones that you asked to be re-advertised.
Perfect.
And get them back to you, hopefully by the next council meeting.
Sounds good.
I'll send you all an email if we still don't have enough applications.
Perfect. Agenda item number 13, consider and approve future events for city council and/or city staff pursuant to resolution number 2004-081. Does anyone have anything?
I would. I'd like some type of a presentation, one way or the other, on the COLA, because a lot of people have come and expressed their concerns about it. So we want to follow up on that, and hopefully me and the mayor or anybody else on council that would like to be part, and maybe meet with. I guess there would be a Rob thing now, Rob Vine thing, and Doug. But anyway, we need to follow up on that. Also, the TERS board, I think the council needs some education on that, because final decisions come to us. So we need some education on that if we're going to be making final decisions. So, and then the last thing, maybe we need to look at changing our process of appointments to the boards and commissions. So we've got a year to kind of look at that and see if we can change up, or if not, we'll leave it like it is.
What would you like changed, I guess? on
Well,
the-
we can't really
just-
discuss,
Yeah, we can't discuss it right now, it's just.
we'll have to put it on another agenda to discuss that.
I will also add, I think the COLA presentation definitely is something that we really want to look into and just be more educated to understand, hey, what is within our power to do? Clearly, there has been a compelling case here made that we want to try to look into and just see what the options are.
During our meeting, I texted staff suggesting that they plan a July 22nd presentation, so.
Perfect.
All right.
They're already one step ahead, so.
Good to the last drop.
And I wanted to make one more reminder. We do have a joint workshop coming up on Thursday at 5:00 p.m. in this same room here, council chambers. We will be discussing with P&Z regarding the housing study that folks have been working feverishly on to make sure that we're good. So it'll be a good meeting. So anyone's welcome to that. We'd love to have you all out.
Oh, yeah, follow up, and I'm glad you brought that up. Will that be on social media?
Where's all my people at?
Yes,
Okay,
it
John,
is.
I see a thumbs up. Yes, okay. Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
So if you cannot make it in public, absolutely, please join us on social media for that. I know everyone's been looking forward to that study, so, all right.
I have one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know what the process is for this, but I know some of our boards can have county people, some are city only. And a lot of our issue tonight is that we don't have enough volunteers that want to be on these boards. I mean, we have people applying for 3 or 4 positions. So I would like for us to really look at expanding that, the ones that are applicable out to the county. Also, if you have a business downtown, you ought to be able to be on Main Street, even if you live out in the county. So things that are appropriate like that. We have a lot of people living in the county, and Paris is their city, even though they live outside the city. It's where they do business, it's where they support. So I would like to look at that. I don't know if that's an agenda item or.
Yeah, I think that is an agenda.
I think you could talk about that at the same time you talk about an agenda item about the process for selection. Those seem to go hand in hand with one another. This agenda for the 22nd is kind of building up. We might want to, like you said, we got a year to do that, so we might put that off a little bit, but that's certainly something you could discuss at the same time.
Maybe we can discuss this further in August. And then also on top of that, just to add to your point, you make an excellent point. On top of that, I know that many citizens have also talked about potentially being able to serve on more than one board. I think that's a good conversation to possibly have too, and see what, council thinks on that, because it would be great to be able to have more volunteers. The years that many of us have served on council, you see the same names come up year after year after year, and they want multiple boards. And I think that some of these individuals do a fantastic job on multiple. So,
Ms. Norman, if you would agree, can we put this back until after October, after budget and all that, since there's no rush?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, are we extending the application for some of these boards? Is that something that?
yeah, I think that would have to be a discussion item that we discuss more on for next year. Okay. Awesome. Is
So
there-
October would be okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that anyone else has? All right. If not, we will go ahead and take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second? All right, I'll second it.
Always make a motion. I make that motion. Yes, I make that motion.